So the goal for this lesson is, now that you know how to do the distributive property, we're actually going to use that and go backwards and do this thing called factoring expressions. So if you're really good at the distributive property, which is what we did yesterday in class, then this will hopefully be really easy for you. So let's go through the notes first. Make sure you have them out. If you don't, as always, pause and go and get them. You need to show them to me tomorrow so I know that you watched the video. So we're going to go through the notes first, and then there will be another video where we'll do some practice problems. Those need to be done on the back of your notes. So for the first part, it says writing a numerical or algebraic expression as a product of factors is called factoring the expression. So again, you can do this with numerical expressions and algebraic. If you remember, numerical expressions are the ones that only have numbers, remember NUM, and algebraic are the ones that can have letters in them, so AL for alphabet. To do this, first you find the GCF of the numbers in the expression. So that is the greatest common factor. We did this a while ago, and we did it a couple of ways. So you can do factor trees, the prime factorization, and circle what they have in common. For this method, though, the numbers are going to be much smaller. So you could probably just do it by writing out a list of what they have in common and circling the biggest one. So once you have the GCF, then you write that number on the outside of the parentheses. So whatever you found to be the GCF of the two numbers is going to be written on the outside of the parentheses. After that, you fill the inside of the parentheses with what you would multiply the GCF by to get the original numbers. So it seems a little bit harder than it is, but we're going to do an example here. So the example that I have is 18 minus 48f. First of all, think to yourself and see if you could tell me what type of expression this is. If they're thinking algebraic, then you are correct. So that's good because it has a letter in it. Okay, so what you would do is you have to find the greatest number that can fit into 18, multiply to get 18, that can also multiply to get 48 that they have in common, and that number is 6. So if you started writing out all the numbers that go into 18 and all the numbers that go into 48, the biggest one that they have in common is 6. So the GCF is 6, so you would write that on the outside of the parentheses. So I have my 6 here, I have my parentheses. Then you're going to fill in the parentheses with what you would multiply 6 by to get the original numbers. So here's my 6 on the outside. 6 times what is 18? 3. So that's going to go first. Bring down the minus sign. What times 6 is 48? 8. So that's going to go here. And then the letter just carries on right next to it. So 6 times 3 minus 8. Is it long?